Welcome to another Eco Insider TV. Whether you've been thrown into planning or have been planning events your entire life, you can always count on unexpected challenges. Events, no matter how well you script them, are unruly. And things never go quite as planned. It's important to just have a comprehensive game plan in place for every scenario that you can imagine. It's like building your little toolkit. That way you can adapt and be flexible and be like water. When you encounter a hiccup, you can, stuff you didn't see coming, you can be prepared for it. This series, the biggest event planning mistakes, will save you from those pitfalls. And each episode kind of builds your repertoire, if you will, of things that can happen and what you can do to either prevent the mistake or fix the mistake. My name is Melody Dixon, and I'm the CEO and founder of Pro Event Planners, curators of eco-focused events. I plan events for people who are steeped in all things sustainability. It's in their home life, their business, and in their events, and that's why they connect with me because I'm aligned with that. I also support people who have no idea about sustainability. They're aware that they're wasting things. They're aware of what's out there as far as recycling and the word sustainability, but they're not sure what it means. And so they want to see what that would look like for them in their life and their business and their events. And so they connect with me. I show them, what to do, little eco-focused steps that over time when compounded make a positive impact on the environment. Now, sustainability is just meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. We get to be like us living now, we get to create, we get to build, we get to start a business, create art, start a garden, my fave, start a career, all the things, build something. And we use resources to do that. But we want to be intentional with the resources so that for the rest of our lives, we'll have access to that. Our kids will have access, our grandkids, and people 10 generations deep will have access to the same resources we do have today. Now, there are three pillars to sustainability. The first one is the environment. We get to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And I like to squeeze in a fourth, upcycle. This is where we take what's deemed as trash and make something brand new from it to kind of serve people still, delay the resources from going in the landfill, and just give it a whole new life cycle of supporting other people and their creative needs as well. Second is economics. Yes, you'll spend money for the initial eco-focused changes, but over time you'll make money because you'll see the savings in your energy, in the water, in the money that you don't spend to waste, like do random trips all over the place when you could have planned a route accordingly and make stops along the way instead of zigzagging across town. You're wasting time, you're wasting gas. So it's just a way for you to live intentionally and strategically so that you're not dilly-dallying with your life and just wasting. The third is social responsibility. This is where we love our neighbors as ourselves. We, as entrepreneurs, create a business, right? And that business hires people. And the people now are able to take care of their family, take care of their needs, find a place to live, food to eat, healthcare. We also create spaces for people to take care of their mental wellness. Parks are a great way to do that. Access to the beach, a clean beach, maybe therapy and counseling sessions available. All those things are a part of social responsibility. And that's big. We use those three pillars to color everything we do in our life, in our home, our business, and our events. All right. So today we're going to unpack not preparing for speaker challenges. And this is one of the biggest event planning mistakes that people make. They say, okay, this person's a speaker. They got it. They know what to do. We as the planners get to be involved in that process. Now, in a crowded digital landscape, capturing and maintaining the audience's attention poses significant hurdles. It requires speakers that are intentional, are strategic with their words, showcasing their expertise, their unique perspective, standing out in the midst of the myriad of voices, vying for people's attention. So a good speaker is aware of all those elements, and they get to say what's in it for the people that they're going to serve. They're not just being a speaker because they want to look at me. I am, crafty with my words and I can make jokes. A good speaker is looking to serve using their superhero origin story, their experiences in life or in the industry, their unique perspective because they have tips and ideas and strategies. They invented a way to solve a problem, and they showcase that ability by speaking to people and telling them about it and spreading the good news as it was. So that's why we have speakers on our events. They can do all that and they align with your brand. And when I say align, it means that maybe they're in that industry, or maybe what they do will supplement and enhance and elevate your brand, or they support your audience in a way that like you're giving. That's why a lot of conventions, they'll have some kind of a motivational speaker. Like I've been to so many Choice Hotels conventions, and they've had Magic Johnson, and he's shared his life story, his career, and his business savviness with the audience. And they're hoteliers. They're not basketball players. They're people who are either working in hotels or own hotels. But his story and everything enhanced the experience of the convention. I've worked an event where Damon John was the keynote speaker, and he shared his superhero origin story, selling t-shirts out of the back of his car, having rappers and famous people put on the t-shirt in the video, then they have to take it off and give it back to him until he was able to get the word out there about his business. All those things are relatable to people who are entrepreneurs and who are trying to get their business off the ground. They can connect with what he's saying. For those who are already made it, they can also connect because he's a shark at this point. And, he can really add value to most spaces. So you get to be intentional with the speaker you choose, and it must enhance your brand and serve your people. With that said, here are 3 things to be mindful of when working with a speaker. Tip number 1 is to make sure you have strong audiovisual support. These days, with a lot of events being hybrid, it makes sense to, let me get that. It makes sense to reach out to your audiovisual people first before you get the venue. Why I'm saying that is audiovisual companies have the experience of working in different venues, and so they know what the sound is like. They know what the equipment available at the property is like, and outlets and sounding and all the things. They know what that's like. They can give you some ideas based on what you want to do. They may say, okay, don't go with this property, go with this property because they have all the acoustics and everything that you'll need to have an excellently presented keynote session and all the things. So I'd say number 1, talk to your AV people first. What they can also do if they're not helping you with deciding on the property, they can say, based on what you need, we need to build a truss on the stage with lighting from there and speakers hanging from the ceiling. And this particular venue, the ceiling is not high enough for the stage that you want and all the things. They can advise you, and then you take all that information and then you go find the right venue. All right. Also, they can, when it comes to the venue, they can create what's called an AV station. It's like almost like a cubicle, like a almost like a trade show booth side, maybe like a 10 by 10 at minimum. They have a 6-foot table, chairs behind it, and on the table they have lots of laptops and monitors and soundboards and different things, and just like a whole thing set up so they can follow along with the keynote and make sure that the lighting comes on when the keynote person wants to do a big, you know, reveal of some sort, or the right music comes on when the, you know, to get the crowd hyped up based on what the keynote person is doing. So for sure, AV is number one. They help you choose a venue. Then you get to have a tech station. Number two is to choose a speaker that has clarity about their goals, their niche, and their value proposition. That just means you don't want a speaker that goes on stage that's hemming and hawing about the topic. You want them steeped deep in the knowledge, and you want them to also be able to present well, be engaging, maybe funny, persuasive. You know, they can even be almost chastising depending on what the topic. If you're wanting people to be safe, you convicting, that's the term I'm looking for. You want somebody who can convict people. Hi, Blackouts Entertainment. Blackout Entertainment Sound. Yes, awesome. We're talking about audiovisual things today. So you are on time. Today's show is about the biggest event planning mistakes, and it's about finding the right speaker. And the speaker that you choose is going to, they need to be steeped in all the knowledge. So the first tip that, I'm not sure if you were here when we talked about the first tip, is to have strong audiovisual support. And the AV person can help you decide on the venue because they've done events at many places around your city, and they know what venue has the right acoustics, the right equipment and whatever on site, and then they can tell you what they'll need to add to that. So they can also have a tech station at your event. It's like, well, almost like a 6-foot table at minimum with all the laptops and the soundboard things and the buttons and remotes and things to manage all the lighting and all the things around the venue, and work with the speaker on their presentation. So if during the speaker's speech, they have a part where they need to have thunder or they need to have hype music, the AV people will have that queued up, you know, so that it's on time and it goes with what the speaker is saying. Because sometimes the speakers, it's more like putting on a show more than just delivering an informative speech. So they tie in the music and the light and all the things with the speaker. And you need a good audiovisual tech person to be able to manage that. Also, I would recommend having a tech person stay through the event. Yes, it's going to cost an hourly rate. It's worth it. So should something happen just by chance, I don't know, a speaker starts having feedback or one of the lights go out or something happens, you have an on-site tech person who can troubleshoot it and solve the problem right away. Number two, the speaker has to have clarity about their topic, what their goals are for the speech that they're giving and what their value proposition is. Like, what's in it for me is what the people will be asking. Why should I listen to this speaker? And so you want a speaker that has clarity on what they're bringing to the table. And you, as the business owner or the person who's hosting the event, has to make sure that that speaker aligns with your brand message and can supplement that, enhance that, and elevate that. because all of the experience at the event is beneficial to your people. And they're going to be wowed by it, and they're going to stick to you even closer, and they're going to spread the word. I went to Melody's event and the speaker was this person, and I learned so much, and I met so many good people, and grow my business and all the things. Number 3, prepare for the day. Be sure that the sound equipment is set up early so that you can have a sound check. That is so important. And that allows the speaker, one, to get used to being on the stage and looking in the audience from the stage, and maybe have a strategy on what they're going to do when they walk on the stage, where they're going to look, how they're going to move and feel, because they're now not going to be caught off guard by something new in the midst of them preparing to speak on an important topic. So for sure, sound check. Biggest part of number 3 for me is using cloud storage. Not all speakers have their whole speech here. Sometimes they'll have papers, sometimes they'll use a teleprompter, because they'll have PowerPoints and different things. What I recommend is to get the speaker speech and PowerPoint and all the things before the event and give it to the audiovisual company so they can store it in the cloud. So if by chance the speaker loses their thumb drive with their speech, or they lost their papers, AV person will just download it from the cloud and project it as if nothing happened. So those are the 3 tips. Now, for somebody who's not used to managing this kind of tech at events, that's why event planners are here. We're aware of the 3 things that need to happen for a successful speaker event, and we have worked with many levels of audiovisual companies. Some are very basic, some can be very involved with large conferences, multiple screens, different types of wired and wireless mics and panels and all the things that need to happen. You don't get to do that. We get to do that for you. Now, for my people on Instagram, the link is in the bio. For my people on YouTube, the link is in the description of this live. It's the link to my website. Click on the Pro Event Package. This is the hashtag Hire It Done for you. I will talk with you about your event, the kind of speakers you want, what is the purpose of the event, what kind of return on investment you're looking to get. I take your budget and we hit the ground running, and that frees you up to be the host of your event, to take care of the behind the scenes of running your business while your event is being taken care of. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And this is a lot. If you have questions on audio visuals at events, deciding about keynote speakers, my name is Melody Dixon, and I'm the CEO and founder of Pro Event Planners, curators of eco-focused events. I am a corporate event planner, but I also do social events as well. And audiovisual is in and throughout just about all events, from just the DJ and the microphone and the speakers at minimum, all the way up to big multi-screen and building trusses on the stage and all the things. All right, so let's connect. My email address is info@myproeventplanners. Thank you so much for joining me today, my friends, and I will see you tomorrow for another Biggest Event Planning Mistakes and Their Solutions.